Dad and I have never wet sanded before, and I can't believe that we're at the last step before paint. And yes, we did end up wet sanding in the rain. Hi guys, welcome back to Ellie's Garage, where my dad and I are restoring a 1965 Ford Falcon to become my daily driver. But we've never done this before. If you've been following along, you know that we are at the end of bodywork, thankfully, and the last step before paint. We've sanded in 220, 320, and now are finally wet sanding in 400 grit sandpaper.
Pressure builds up, huh?
That was hilarious.
Okay, so, no.
It's cold.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at your pain. You just, no!
Okay, so we are starting with the deck lid because it's going to be our reference point. This is going to be the best first thing to wet sand because it has not only the angles but the big flat surface that we can kind of like figure out how to wet sand each surface. Okay, so one of the first steps before we're actually sanding it is we're going to dry guide coat it. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Still doing those X patterns. Just because we have moved on to wet sanding does not mean we have stopped the X pattern. Really not bad.
Yeah?
Feels real smooth. Looks good.
I think I'm gonna like wet sanding.
So, it's a lot harder than I thought it would be to like hold the paper on, which I kind of expected that to be hard, but it's a little frustrating to try and hold paper on while sanding. And then you can't really see what you're doing, so you have to like spray it down constantly, which is kind of frustrating too. But overall, it's kind of fun to play with water for a little bit. Except you're not playing in a bathtub and
You're sanding a car.
Sanding a car and nothing like that. It's a new day. We slept and we ate, so we're all ready to wet sand more. It is not going as fast as we would have liked it to go, but it's really cool to be able to see a little more clearly what you're supposed to be doing. And I can kind of see over here like exactly where I need to sand. Like here obviously I'm done, but like over here I have a lot more to sand because you can see all the scratches still in there. So one of the things we're going to try today is we're going to try out a different paper. We've been using this paper with like no adhesion or anything on the back. So you literally just wrap it around the sanding block and hold it on to sand, which is kind of annoying because you have to use both hands to hold on the paper and it slips sometimes. So, but one thing that we have a lot of is the adhesive 400 from Eastwood, and we have this piece of adhesive paper that we've been sitting in here for like 30 minutes and we're gonna see if it still sticks. We know that you're not supposed to use the sticking back when you're using wet sanding, but you're supposed to use Velcro, but might as well try, right? Because we have a lot of this. So we're going to see if it sticks and if that would work, because that would be really nice.
Does it look like the adhesive's still kind of dry, maybe?
Yeah. I didn't put it on correctly.
All right. You having some other problems?
There was a spider on my hair.
Don't you dare. No!
You said it's water resistant.
It's true. Oh, that was... You were grounded after we finished sanding.
That worked.
It looks like it's working.
Wait, let's see if I can.
I mean, even if you had to, you know, sand and then spray, at least it's stuck to the block. I think that's at least saving you time.
It really does feel a lot better not having to like hold it on there.
Yeah, change those directions.
I know.
You got it.
That looks good.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe we can use adhesive paper.
Roll this way. So with our new plan of using adhesive paper, Dad and I soaked some strips of 400 grit sandpaper cut for our short and long blocks. Nice.
Yeah. Wait, I got water on my thing.
Okay, so we have one more session to actually finish the car before paint day, so we have a lot to do still, but we are getting there. We lost the light again, so we can't do any more tonight, but we are getting there.
One more session.
One more session. Okay, new day, new coveralls.
Yeah. Look good.
Thanks. So we are quickly coming up on our painting date.
Which is cool.
So that is amazing, but we still don't have the car wet sanded, which is kind of like us to wait till the last minute to finish something.
Bit. Yeah.
So we are finishing wet sanding today. We have to sand the whole body of the car and the hood, so we got to get to wet sanding. In general, our plan of using adhesive paper was working pretty well, even though it wasn't working perfectly.
So yeah, the adhesive isn't perfect.
No.
Eventually it may stay, especially I think on the short ones it sticks better. On the long ones it starts coming up. But if you keep another, I think if you keep another block, we keep another block, it's like
dry.
Nice we have two, keep it dry in another towel. You can go when this one gets wet. It still works.
It works.
It works.
Yeah. So we've pretty much got everything done but the roof. So Dad's gonna work on that while it's still raining outside, and I'm going to set up a little space inside the garage to wet sand the hood since we're losing light out here. That sounded like a great plan, but then it started to rain really hard and it got dark quickly. So sanding the roof became a two-person job. One person holding a light and one person sanding. did. Dad and I gave it a quick wipe down and got it into the garage, and then it was time to get the last bit of sanding done. Dad unfortunately had to leave to help my brother with a flat tire, so it was my turn to stand alone in the rain. We got the whole car wet sanded and that it rained on us in the process. It seemed like a problem at first, but it was actually pretty helpful in wet sanding, so we didn't have to spray everything constantly. But guys, Carl is ready to paint and I can't believe it. So what I'm taking out of the garage is that sometimes what seems like rain on your parade can sometimes be helpful. If you haven't seen it, check out this video where we prepared Carl for wet sanding. Special thanks to Eastwood for giving us all the primer that we got to sand in this episode. And as always, thank you to my executive producers, Drew, Carter, and Kevin and Julia. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time in the garage.